go. Should be going live in 2 seconds. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another stream. You're here with me, Esik Hydra, featuring Singrana today. Hello, Singrana.
Oh, hello. I was running away to get something to drink. I thought you didn't.
I caught you. So we're going to be doing some. You can get your drink if you like. We're going to be doing some 2v2s today and try to let's say sort of unearth this game a little bit. Have a good conversation about how it works, what's going on, 2v2s, strategy, meta, tactics, all of that. Hopefully this is going to be educational and informative, and I'll point out I'm still very much learning. Singrana's got a bit of a head start with me of good knowledge of the first game as well, and a decent understanding of this one too. So I'm hoping by bouncing ideas off of each other and discussing our strategies as we go, that we can make this into something a little bit, well, hopefully very useful. Let's put it that way. So, fleet composition, I think we need to go to first. How are you back, Singrana?
Well, I've never really played much 2v2. I've only played, I think, 2 or 3 games with another friend who likes to play Necrons. He will not be happy with the current patch, I think.
Yes, indeed.
Considering what happened to Star Pulse.
Oh, indeed. That's rough. That's rough. I'd like to. Yes. I think they will turn into the weakest faction once people realise how easy they are to beat. Well, I mean, in terms of win percentage anyway. Everyone's looking at Corsair right now, but they're really not as bad as Necron. But once Necron's become...
Yeah, the tragedy of this game right now is Necrons, and it's about to be Tyranids as well. Because people like to smash in the middle and just beat. Obviously, Tyranids have an 80% win rate, right? But I think once people actually spread out, I think Tyranid is balanced now. I don't think they need a... maybe they do need a nerf, but not a big nerf.
Yeah, there's some real things you've got to do to take them down successfully, like not let them sneak up right next to you and board you. But that's nothing a good bit of intel.
You need to come at them from at least 3 different angles, because whichever one they pursue, that fleet will have to run. So you need 2 other fleets, so that you have... you must have 1 more fleet than they have, because everyone will be running except for that 1 fleet that they're not chasing, and that one will be shooting the Tyranid.
And on that note, we're probably going to be playing against more Tyranid and Drakari, I suspect, in 2v2. At least it's something I see quite a lot of, those two. And
my current favorite 2v2 race to play is Dark Eldar, and then my friend would play Necron in front.
That makes sense. That makes sense. I'm gonna go Orc, which I'm not terribly familiar with. Now, do you mind sharing with me which ship that you felt was particularly good value? Because I know there was one of the battle cruisers that you went with.
Okay. I only have 1 Orc fleet right now. Bring it up.
I believe it's comprised of 1 escort and 1 battle cruiser.
Yes. These are my 2 favorite Orc ships.
Okay.
So basically the theory is that this little escort called the Onslaught, it has 83 front armor, 400 health, so there's no problems there, and it has actually more armor than most escorts to the front.
Crazy.
To the front.
Yeah.
Don't get flanked, but to the front, yes.
Yeah.
It's amazing, right?
Okay.
And it has 8 DPS, although granted it's Orc accuracy, so at 13,500 range, assuming you're both running lock-on compared to someone like Tau or Imperium, right? Accuracy, right? You will have only 75% of 8 DPS compared to them, right?
Yes.
But that's still good. That's still 6 DPS. Come on.
That's fine. That'll do.
That's really good, right?
So what am I supplementing them with?
Amazing. This might actually be very overpowered. This... I know people feel really good about my Tau fleet, just the same ship over and over and over, the small macro cannon ship they have.
Yep.
I think this might be a lot stronger, to be honest.
Okay, well
I fell asleep yesterday thinking about. I was just playing around in my mind. How would I fight this fleet actually? And I didn't come up with an answer. So.
Well, okay. Well, I'm going to have half of it now. What's the cruiser or battle cruiser that you're going with to supplement this?
I use the Hammersmacka because it has the most 9,000 or more DPS.
Right, basically. I see.
You can consider swapping them out with something that doesn't shoot as well, and maybe has some torpedoes or something that you want, or maybe use carriers. You can be a little bit flexible here. But I prefer my. This isn't quite that I'm saying this is the best fleet. This is just a little disclosure here.
Sure.
If all playstyles were equally balanced in this game, I would play. I myself would play 9,000 range or 13,500 range macro cannon crit heavy stuff. I like that stuff, so I always look for that in a faction. You know.
Yep.
Which is why I like Tau so much, because they have the best the best macro cannon critical build.
Okay, so I've got my fleet ready. Let's can I invite you via this menu? Well, that's much more handy. There you are, down the bottom. Right, how's it going over in the YouTube chat, by the way? How's it going, Davey, Red? Good to see you both. Right, now I'm thinking probably taking the scanner, and I would presume stasis, or perhaps plasma. I've yet to decide on this, so I presume as well the lock-on stance is pretty decent for the zap attack bypassing shields and hollow fields. That seems a bit
Against
like
hollow fields, it's amazing because
yeah.
it bypasses hollow fields. Against shields, I think it's almost worthless. But
yeah.
Because
Well,
think of it this way: you by bypassing the shield, you don't damage the shield, so you will just end up dealing damage to the shield later with another weapon.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
But you could target the enemy generator, and if by chance you get a generator critical through the shield, then you don't need to kill the shield.
I'm feeling lucky, so we'll roll with that, and I'll go for big red button cooldown because that feels to me like a fairly obvious one. So I'm going to go with the scanner as well as I'll go for a stasis bomb. I think I feel like the utility is going to be helpful.
I love the stasis bomb. I think the stasis bomb
seems pretty good, and I'm going to have a pirate hat. So
yes, I agree.
That feels like it will add to my strength. Valrak is also streaming and searching around about now, so we may end up match made against him. I've not played him yet, actually.
I don't know who that is.
That's the streamer.
Him.
Him.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. Ooh. Indeed. So, let's. All right, my body is ready. What's? I presume you're taking the Iron Rose, or whatever it is.
Iron Thorn, yeah.
Iron Thorn.
The Iron Rose ship, yeah. I also like the Iron Thorn faction.
I see.
I just selected Drukhari. I have a Tau fleet ready, and I think I have a... No, I don't even have an Adeptus Mechanicus fleet ready. If you want to go right now, I can go Tau right now.
Let's do Tau right now. I will be your meat. You can be my Daka.
Yes. I will go Stasis Bomb as well. Do we even want?
I don't know. I guess 2 probes is never a bad thing. Or perhaps something to take down enemy shields, a shield disruptor, perhaps.
I don't have it yet, but I'm fine. I just went for the second probe.
Okay, looks good.
I mean, we're very likely to face a Dark Eldar.
Yeah. I feel like it's prepare for the worst case scenario type sort of event when it comes to picking skills. Like you want to pick for those situations which are going to give you a real headache. And the probe, although it's kind of like it's always good, especially if it saves you putting an escort in harm's way, and especially against some of these pesky factions. So this is first game of the day. I'm expecting to be a little bit rusty, but I'm halfway through a cup of tea, and that may help. Francois, first time viewing the stream live. Welcome. Bonjour.
Mad Dragon, I'm going to address this real fast. I'd have to think about it. I'm not a 2v2 expert yet. I haven't thought about all the possible dual faction versus other dual faction matchups, because there's a lot more to them there are in 1v1, effectively. And my game crashed.
We're off to the classic start. Okay. Yes. This is going to happen a lot more than 1v1, sadly. It does seem that the 2v2 increases the probability of crashing by like 900%. Actually, I don't think it does crash in 1v1. I think it is just exclusive to...
It's gotten a lot better. Remember, it crashed so much in the previous beta, but now it's hardly...
I don't crash at all in 1v1, but 2v2... Or maybe if I have crashed in 1v1, it's so infrequent I don't remember it. So I'm going to just bug out the game as well and load up 2, and while everyone's waiting, treat everyone to a small little flying ship saying you rock. That's my favourite things. Okay.
So Mad Dragon, right? Your question. More importantly, I don't have a mute button that mutes me for Hydra's stream. Okay.
Oh, go right ahead. Answer questions.
I need to set that up before I can answer your questions. Otherwise, I'll just be answering questions and talking over Hydra here, and I don't want to do that. So,
if someone asks a question, feel free to repeat it, and then and detail
he said,
it.
okay, sure. It was today I watched someone who did a 2v2 game, and he was against Orc Tyranid / Chaos versus Imperial Navy Eldar. Normal Eldar, I assume. I'm assuming a Suriani, unless otherwise said. And he kept saying he had no way to counter them, and now I'm wondering what you would do in this situation. My knee-jerk reaction is that there's almost certainly a way to play against that that's perfectly fine. But I can't. I don't have a ready answer for you. I don't have the ideal solution here because I haven't thought much about the 2v2 matchups yet.
Right. I'm going to invite you in once more. Oh, we had one of my tutors at university was called Francois. He was very French and very proud. All right. Stasis bomb, probe. Oh, first let's select orcs. I presume the invite made its way over there.
Yeah, it did.
Okay, wonderful. I'm going to leave Task Manager open as well because I'm expecting things to go wrong. Right, we are prepared. And select my fleet, which is Lego. And we're going to go for Stasis Bomb, Probe, red button. And I'm going to stick with the Zap, just because. So is that the experimental railgun shot?
Yes.
That's cheeky.
It's something that was very, very, very fun in the first game.
Mm.
The first game, you could put it on every one of your ships, although it had a high cost. You needed to buy the favor, the
Right.
Earthcast favor, to put it on your ship, but you could have multiple.
Mm.
I would put at least 4, because that gave me sufficient railguns to 2-shot a battleship.
I see.
Which meant that my fleet essentially hard-countered any fleet that made use of a battleship.
So you were
yes.
One of the fun
and aiming
players
them
in the
feels
last
very
game.
tactile and satisfying. It was very hard to aim them actually. When you click where you want to aim them, they don't really aim there. They aim a little bit to the left or to the right, and you have to check each time. You have to essentially you have to manually aim it. It's a skill shot.
Double nids. This will be interesting. I don't have any carriers to counter carriers. I don't believe so anyway. So neither do you.
We might be hard countered, or you might be.
Certainly could be. I mean, you'll be stealth, so you can watch me get hard countered.
Yeah, and then I will die after. So we're both hard countered.
Yes, yes. In which case we'll learn something. But
this is interesting because the way we have to deal with this, I think, is we need to. You were watching me that one time when I was messing around without any fighters against the full Imperial carrier force, right?
Yeah.
Where I just was dragging them around and
lots of micro. Yeah.
You will have to do something like that, and I cannot help you much.
My body is ready. I'm prepared. I'm thinking start bottom left and just move up toward the center, and we've got the asteroid fields here as a bit of sort of reasonable cover. So we can anticipate their approach.
Yeah, we have to find them. We need to spread out a little bit, but be close enough that you can turn around and use big red button to go back together again.
Yeah.
Use your boarding to recrew.
Yeah.
Don't bother boarding them.
Yep, indeed.
We will now figure out if you can board an ally to recrew an ally in this game.
I think you can, but I could be wrong. I'm presuming the reload stance also doesn't work for orcs, if I'm correct.
Yeah, it does give you faster red button cooldown, so I would set all my ships to reload initially now, or maybe to brace for impact. Do you know if brace for impact has any effect right now?
No.
Because I haven't noticed it have any effect. So
I hope it does, but
they don't.
So I'm going to go up the left and hopefully bait him around the asteroid field. Are you comfortable with the middle?
Yeah, I'm comfortable with the middle. I will go up the middle and spread out, and also adapt depending on how they show up. And you're on that side, so I will prefer to be on your side anyway.
Okay. Well, I'm ready, and I think this will be interesting at least.
Yeah, this is probably one of our worst matchups because I bring no carriers and you bring no carriers. You will have difficulty kiting away because you're orc the way I could as Imperial. Because as Imperial, you can turn your combustion all ahead full off on off on off on, right? But you only
Yes.
get for you it's all or nothing.
Indeed.
When you light the fuse, it's you can't turn it off.
Can Orc pilot towel ships? That's the main issue.
Oh, I forgot to use Silent Running.
Oh dear, that's fine.
Oh no.
Oh well, he's it's all part of the plan. Right, yeah. So I'm wondering if any will sneak down the left, but I have a little. What do you even call these? Green Claw, Onslaught. I'm feeling with my speed, and I'm fairly new to. I've not played a huge amount of Orcs. They're definitely going to beat me to the middle. I'd be curious to see. So let's have a little peep up here. So he's got 2 ships within that circle. So that doesn't give us a lot of information thus far. Flagship, I mean, would you think here, Auger Probe or a bit too early?
I like to wait until we're almost in the middle.
Yeah,
close enough that
gives them less time to react.
I like to delay the Auger Probe.
Yeah, I think I'd probably send it left of the central gas cloud.
Sorry, I'm wrong. I would have launched the Auger Probe at the very beginning of the match, but don't launch it now.
Yeah.
Now we need to go later, I think.
Yeah,
I only have 1 escort, by the way, so it's going to be...
Oh dear. Oh dear. Well,
this
good
fleet
luck.
has always been low on escorts, actually, so... Even in 1v1.
I will. I'll quite happily be the bait for this central point. Right, I've got mine. Let's spread those out a little bit more. So I have captured the point successfully. Happy days. Right. And I believe I've got respectable broadside damage, but predominantly frontal.
Yeah, you're... If you're close enough...
Oh, there we go. Incoming on you.
Broadsides.
Okay. That looks like a fighter spam heading on my escort. So I'm going to send him directly to the right with the big red button in a moment. Just to... Are you okay with me dragging him across your fleet? Right, I'm going to go forward a little bit more.
Yeah, that's
okay,
a very
nice.
good one.
Nice.
Very good reveal.
Okay. I'm going to try.
Let's target their brains.
Mm-hmm. Right, morale's...
I'm safe bombing.
Few morale issues for
Oh,
myself.
he's over here.
Yep, I'm on my way. I'm going to do a stasis bomb through the 3 in the asteroid field. Right, might be able. Yeah, I'm going to be suffering crew-wise here, but I believe he's dashed, so I'm going to go for a torpedo. Should be able to take him down. That's going to be a bit painful. Right, his flagship's gone down. My flagship is in a lot of trouble. Engines are down. Right. Yeah, my morale is not going to be good in a moment. Nearly broken, 50 seconds. Yeah, I can't get my flagship back either. Got another mutiny. Oh, you can't execute. That's curious. Okay. No, I'm a little bit stuffed. I don't know how you're holding up, but the majority of my fleet has mutinied. Okay. Let's go back there. Let's go back there. Damn, should have used my rally ability as priority instead. Okay, how are we doing? We're doing pretty decent for points in terms of kills, at least. Right, he's got... Oh, they're all mutinying as well. Okay, so I'm going to start prioritising the capture points now. I'll take the middle left. If we just kill a few of these for extra points, that'll bring us quite a bit closer toward a victory. I think it's time for a little ram. Yeah, GG.
I lost track of that large hive ship, but I'm assuming we killed it at some point.
Yeah, the initial one, yes. I turned around and managed to take it down. It was just about everything I had ran away bar one ship, but it kind of, yeah, it worked. I don't think their fighters did a lot in that. I don't know if they went for a fighter spam or if they just... I'm not sure.
No.
It seemed like they were
really
feeding tubes, but... it might have been a torpedo volley, perhaps, that they'd launched. I wasn't paying too much attention. Any thoughts on that? What should have been done differently?
Bad play by me.
Yeah.
Messy. I felt like I was not in control, but they were less in control, I suppose. So we ultimately won.
They just sort of charged in and expected to face tank, and I think were met probably with more ships than they were expecting.
I'm surprised we won.
Yeah.
Maybe those onslaughts just really add up.
I think they do. Like it's a reasonable amount of damage. Needed more DACA. That's the general consensus from chat. I wouldn't disagree. I think that's always a universal truth. So I'm very tempted by the defense turrets dealing 0.5 damage per second. Like that just sounds good, and that's per defense turret, I believe.
Yes, but it's only on your flagship.
But it is more DACA. I might exchange that for the zap ability. I just feel like the extra... Mind you, then presumably you would want a little bit of a chubbier flagship, but then not so much.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure. Remember, if you use the battleship, you become slower.
Yeah, I'm going to avoid that. It's an easy trap to fall into. I don't want to be the orc that brings one ship and a couple of escorts to a battle, because that's going to end one way. Right, okay, so we're going for the pointy pinheads. Let's go.
Yeah, I'll go back. I couldn't get a fleet together in time.
Oh no, it's fine. It's fine if you want to. I mean, I think that the most frequent ship combination is the rose and 2 roses and 2 escorts or something like that. But I'm not familiar with the Drukhari meta right now. But I like the look of the ships we're currently rocking. The Onslaught in particular, like the only downside with this build is you are missing 25 points. There's not a very easy way of rounding it up, although I could even swap for a hammer stomper and get 1 fighter bay.
Yeah, it's a lot better than nothing.
Yeah, it's better than not having the points. And then I can either go for torpedoes or mega cannon. I feel like I do quite like torpedoes, but I do like DACA as well. But that is it's only a 12-second cooldown. So, now I'm going to go torpedo because I don't want to face tank too much. So we'll go for a stomper and a smacker. Beautiful. Beautiful. Right. I'm fairly happy with that. Good stuff. How's everyone in chat doing, by the way, guys? Hopefully this will be useful. Escorts weren't in a stance, were they not? That is pretty bad of me, Steve. Pretty bad. Maybe they were in the default orc stance of infighting. I need to focus on morale a little bit better in this one, because I opted to do repair systems when it was not an efficient thing to do. The orc priorities are very different to the Corsair. The morale is, instead of buffed, heavily nerfed. But I'd say thus far successful. You know, the dreaded 70 whatever % win rate has is one step closer toward being balanced.
Yes, not in time though.
Yeah.
It's already on the.
It's too late. It's too late. That's fine. That's fine. As long as the Corsairs get a buff, I'm happy. I don't really like them that much. I just
if they nerf Tyranids, I'm really hoping they nerf their Strikecraft build rather than Tyranids as a whole. If they make all Tyranid ships just like 10% more expensive, that would be the worst, because then that would take a long time to fix again. But if what they do is they nerf like the big carrier, the one with like 7 launch space or whatever, at least then the damage is contained to just like that one ship got wrecked, even though it shouldn't have been. But you know, at least the race still live on. You know?
Now, right side of the map is looking to be where it's at.
You can deploy wherever you want, and then I'll deploy in response.
Yeah,
my fleet is pretty self-explanatory. I have range increase upgrade on my flagship. My flagship will sit at 18,000 range, no closer, and it will.
Well, seeing as you've got speed, I'm going to stay far away from the left side of the map, and instead I'll be going for the 2 closest proximity points, and capturing those, and then sort of just evaluating things from there, I guess. So I'm going to go there. Okay. So I'll try and capture the closer of the point and send the majority of the boys over. So what's your intended?
I will go for the far point here because I'm so fast. I can go grab it, and if they send like a few escorts, I can get a few kills, and then I'll come back and join you.
Sounds good. Yeah. By the time I've captured my first point, you'll probably have killed their fleet, and you can join me. All right. Well, I'm ready. Yeah, I think a few free escorts are quite good. Okay, so that, I'm presuming, is a light cruiser spam from him, seeing as we can only see a few ships. I believe it's Imperial and Space Marine, so I'm expecting to be boarded. Yeah, that's true. Actually, let's. I'm gonna go right up there. I've sent my probe out this time.
Singrana, you should be a dev. I'd argue QA lead. I agree. I should be one of those like game design people, and one of those one of those like consultant people. I should not be in charge of the whole project. I don't have the sustained interest in any one thing. I pick up things when they catch my fancy, and then I learn them, I understand them, I master them, and I lose interest in them. So I should definitely not be a project lead for anything.
Right, looking good so far. I'm presuming... Okay, his ships are heading in your direction, so if you swing around and meet me, we might be able to sort of... Most people seem to split up in this quite a lot, and with no intention of meeting back up. It's something I've noticed fairly consistently.
Something I've noticed now is I'm getting Nova Cannon here.
Ah, joy. I'm glad. Rather you than me.
Barely dodged it. Uncharacteristically, I usually get hit by them.
Okay, so he's... Right, so it looks like he has successfully dodged me. Trying for Zeal. I wouldn't be surprised if he's got perhaps even the stealth faction following the others around. I've had no joy in scouting mine thus far. I'm going to do my first ping in a moment. Yeah, no eyes on them at all. Now, it's very tempting to just sacrifice an escort just for that knowledge of where they are. I'm going to be running for quite a long time in order to... No, your top left has been detected. So I'm just backseating a little bit as I've got some spare time as orcs. I presume he's on...
You're going to be surprisingly alone, actually. I'm gonna make my way back to you, actually. I was over here, but I'm just gonna head back to you.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I was gonna kill him, but then I realized, actually,
I think he's got...
I can leave him in the dust, you know?
2 ships on that middle section. I've been identified here, so... Okay, I've scouted the middle one for you. It looks like a safe engagement for a free escort. I've got got another escort I'm bringing up, just for the intelligence, if that's the right word one can use with orcs. Let's. I'm going to head toward the middle now. I mean, a stomp fest is kind of right.
Try to spread out so that one Nova cannon cannot hit more than one ship.
Yep. Good shout.
I like to put my ships into groups of 2 or 3 for easy management, because you can select a group of maybe 2, 3, or even 10 ships, and then you hold down and drag, so you spread them out even more, right?
Yep.
And so I find that
it looks like they're not particularly interested in the right side of the map at the moment, which is very curious. Oh, nice free escort kill. They've launched a probe. 3 things, blips coming your way. I'll put my my ships toward their objective. I'll send one escort to capture the stuff on the right.
Oh no!
Oh dear.
Yeah, this is bad. Oh no, we are not getting out of here.
Brace for impact.
Good call. You said it just in time, actually. Although maybe not good call, actually. Maybe I shouldn't have taken your advice.
Well,
I have 90
90
seconds without the.
Well, you've got spare time. Like, it's going to take me 90 seconds to get anywhere in life. I would hope it would be enough, but perhaps not. Right. So I think they're. So what are they rocking here? Okay. I mean, you can use me as cover for now.
If they want to chase me, they're going into your mouth. Fine.
Right.
There comes the Nova.
So, there's not much I can do there other than. Oh, was not paying attention with him. And I will do one of these. A Nova Cannon just on you, I think.
I'm so bad. I'm waiting for this thing to run out of juice.
I'm going to stasis in front of it. Oh dear. My main ship is not doing particularly well for unit quantity. So I've managed to... Oh dear. Okay, I've lost stances. I'll try and prioritise the flagship there. So yeah, I've lost... Am I scuttled yet? No, I still have crew. Yeah, I'm still alive.
Oh no! Almost.
Oh
I'm
dear.
being greedy.
Yeah. Okay. That flagship's proving...
Well played by him.
Okay. Still got a ship alive here. Oh, no. Mutiny's now permanent. Okay. I'm just going to need to focus on morale for a little bit. Okay. Call to arms. Yep, that'll do there.
Nah, this game is my bad if we lose.
That's okay. I think we may be okay. And like it's not going well, but it's also they don't have a lot left. So I think whatever the result of this engagement, we still have plenty of ships to our name. Okay. Right, that's another one gone. That's it. Let's have a ram. Oh, that was not the best idea. Okay, I'm going to decapture his point. We're pretty much doing fine just based on points. My ships are more or less gone though. I've got, yeah, this person is going to rout in 2 seconds. Yep. Okay, I'm going to chase the mutinied ship down south just to chase the points. Just to speed it up, I'll ram it. Okay. And we're going to repair some systems. Oh, that was the wrong button. Damn it. Done the wrong stance again. So, alright, that's that done. Execute him. I think I've killed half of my own fleet now. Okay. My middle ship is pretty much crippled, but just given the fact they've got 2 ships left versus us, I feel we're fine. Okay, good stuff. What's up, Denny? How's it going? What's up, IB Rackman? Yeah. Okay, let's give him a little bit of a nudge. Ugh.
Oh. Ouch.
Okay, I can do a boarding with this still. Right. I haven't been target prioritising. That's pretty naughty of me, so apologies. Put your engagement range as 0. I'm going to do a lightning strike just because I don't have a lot of time. I think they did take out one of my ships there. But we're doing fine on points. Like it's a victory just based on that alone. Yeah, manoeuvrability will seize the day here. That expensive ship just seemed to not quite carry its weight for 500 points. 5 seconds and I can be involved. Okay, on my way. Okay, here comes the boarding again. At least I'm sponging that, I guess. Oh, weapon damaged. More fires. They're really dragging this out, but they are just circling us. Damn, if I still had my flagship, I could be a lot more effective right now. So that seemed like a... Yeah,
they got pretty close.
GG's to them. Like that was fine. That was pretty good.
Yeah, they got my flagship. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Capitalized on my mistake.
The stasis bomb was painful. If you capture a Dark Elder ship in one of those, that's some rough stuff. And yeah, they were pretty gun ho with their stuff, but it was good. I felt like they had another fleet somewhere. I'm just not used to the small sizes. Right. So we have a shock attack mega cannon shot. Does troop damage. So
I'm not familiar. I haven't unlocked all the upgrades.
Yeah, it deals troop damage to a target between 6,000 and 25,000 units. Performing this action on a disengaging ship cancels a warp jump, but it basically looks like a super long-range lightning strike. Which...
Ah.
But it does troop damage, but it doesn't tell you how much.
That's probably pretty lame.
I'm expecting it to be bad, but I'll try it just because.
In the In the first game, boarding was all about causing critical stable parts rather than the troop mechanic right now. I think right now, I mean, that's just another source of a little bit of troop damage. It's nothing amazing.
Hmm. Oh,
That's something about this game. There's definitely a huge difference between strong ships and weak ships, and strong upgrades and admiral skills and weak admiral skills.
right.
In my opinion.
Yep. Yeah. One thing about the skills that does make me a little bit sad is it does feel like there's normally two, or there's maybe 3 or 4 obvious choices, and pretty much everything else is bad. That's kind of how I feel anyway. It might not actually be the case, but just quite a few of them you look at and you think, I
feel
know.
like there's at least, on for example, for Dark Eldar, I'd say like extra range if you plan to run the super large, biggest battleship with macro cannons and lances, right? Extra range is just the obvious choice. But at the same time, I've been running Dark Eldar fleets with lots of ships, with the intention of kind of how like I keep talking about how you need a lot of groups to fight Tyranids.
Yep.
If you run Dark Eldar and you have like 6 big ships, like cruisers, right? Not like battleships, like little cruisers, right? Then instead of using lock-on stands, you use reload stands and use the kin crewed batteries, and you have to be shooting for a while to get that bonus, right? And it builds up over 25 seconds, right? But I had a lot of success in the last beta with that. It felt very rewarding when you position yourself on 5 different sides.
Yep.
And the enemy can chase 2 of them down, and then the remaining 3 all build up that reload bonus.
Yeah,
it's pretty. There's a few. I'd say there's a few combinations on Dark Eldar at least.
Let's roll. No worries. So
no, I'm gonna be red now. Red ships.
Oh dear, the very worst. They do go faster.
Really?
So says Orc Science. Yeah, Orc Scientists have confirmed this. Or rather, they believe.
Dude, I gotta show you the Orc introductory cinematic in the first game is just beautiful.
Okay. Oh yeah, I've not seen that.
I'll dig it up from my files.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Okay, so double Astartes. I think this will be more effective because they're going to be double boarding, double troop damage. So I think because in the last game they did a lot of troop damage to me, but it wasn't enough to take anything on permanently. And double Astartes, I think, will be stacking their strengths a little bit better.
Singrana, anything that's bugged in this update? Yeah.
Where do you want us to start?
Multiple stances and effects just do not work. For example, reload doesn't work. Most upgrades that do anything with stances do not take effect.
Yeah.
So yes, there's plenty of broken things.
Right. So.
So we are the slow. This is sort of strange.
If they're light cruisers, they'll be fast.
Faction.
But
we are the slower faction, but at the same time, they will want to get to me. Otherwise, I will blow them up. We are kind of both the faster and the slower faction.
Yeah,
strange
we're a bit of both. But if they're LCs, then they're pretty nippy. I'm thinking.
Well, let's just you just head to the middle, really.
I'm going to head straight to the middle, and then I'm going to look to invade their northeast because that's the best capture point as I can see it, and it's got fog and the appropriate debris to be hiding in. But I'll let you capture the point on the left before destroying them.
Yeah. I can capture the point close to us as well. You want, but you probably capture it by driving through it.
Yeah, I do. I do. I'm going to start with brace for impact. I'm expecting. Well, maybe that's not the best thing to do, but I'm not sure what to expect. So that's quite a few. I'm going to. Send a probe. Gather the data. Okay, so I'm being a little reckless with my my scouts here, actually. In hindsight, I shouldn't be quite so foolish. Let's have the ships here. So I've sent the probe out to sort of 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. So I'm hoping it'll intercept or at least divert that fleet. So I've got some bits and bobs heading over my way. Looks like a few fighters. We'll stack up and I'm glad we went brace for impact. And I do have fighters now, actually, so that's... well, that's just dandy. Okay, so what do we got here? Okay, looks not particularly threatening. Looks like it's heading for my flagship. Okay, and just before he lands, we'll do that. Should be able to take them down with the assistance of the turrets. Okay, that's good. That's one fighter down. So there's not a lot of intel regarding where they're capturing points right now, so I'm a little bit in the dark. Okay, here come the boarding torpedoes. I'm going to be kiting away now. I'm going to do a U-turn and head away from them, just to deal with this volley. Yeah, oh, brilliant. You're already intercepting. Marvellous. This will be interesting for them. Right, I do not have access to... Yeah, we're fine. Okay. Let's get a fighter squadron defending. So it looks like they're just happily wasting the boarding torpedoes. They do have a bit of map control right now, but I'm not too concerned about that because they're expending their best asset, and it's going to waste basically. Singrana's just happily mopping the stuff up in the middle here. I'm going to group these ships to a comfortable distance. This would not necessarily qualify as a... Okay, he's happily being sneaky. Sneaky and cunning, but predominantly sneaky. Okay. Oh, I've just wasted my big red button.
Oh no, you're gonna self-ram maybe?
It's assisted steering. Power-assisted steering. Pinnacle of Orc creation.
Yes.
Okay, they're...
Sort yourself out. I will turn around. I don't crash into you.
I'm turning about. They're engaging here.
I will go for their flagship.
Okay. Okay, I am going to be receiving some pain. That is pretty much entirely my derp. Oh. Oh, watch out for the missiles in bottom right. I did an oopsie.
Their flagship is pretty much done for.
Okay. I am experiencing a little bit of pain at the moment. Okay. That's fine. Right, good. Nice. Okay, let's get some ramming going on. How are you doing? Because this seems fairly comfortable. Getting pretty much most of the map control now. I'm going to try and get a little bit of distance here. Oh. Okay. Not a lot of fighters coming in. I'll try and save those for the moment. I'm actually going to retreat out of there with him. Right, now we'll do a fighter there. Should be able to take him down. Yep, so they've kind of given up map control here. So I'm just heading around capturing the other stuff. You're having fun with your
Yes.
toy? 20 seconds and I can recapture my mutinied ship.
You gotta recommend me. I've decided I want to read about Dark Eldar now. You gotta recommend me like the Eisenhorn equivalent of Dark Eldar.
That's a tough one. I only really read a lot of Dark Elves, so I would like to share with you my views, but I don't really have any on that faction. Alright, boarding torps incoming. I haven't made use of my other ability here at all, which is kind of poor of me. Oh. Right. My ship's just take an absolute pounding. They really are just sponges, aren't they?
It's not every day that I turn on the auto engage and hit the cancel command button. I just figured I'd let my ship stay at maximum range.
I'll send out a probe. Yeah, and Orc sneakiness is gaining map control, contrary to common belief. Okay, and oh, that would be a mutiny on my flagship now. So I'm kind of dead in the water here. It's a bit foolish of me, really, but one thing I haven't done is target enemy systems particularly well this game. Or when I say that, I haven't done it at all, which is to my shame. But 3 points alone, we're once we've killed a few of these ships, we'll be doing good, be in a happy place. There's only one way to take down the ship. That's with the power of orkiness. Oh, that's beautiful. It's canon. Alright, looking good. Okay. You need lots of little rocks because they look like chariots. Drive me closer, I ought to hit them with my sword. It's one of the best memes for Warhammer. Right, that's the last one, isn't it? Right. Again, map control. By the time we killed a few ships, like even if they'd killed our entire fleet there, we kept 1 or 2 ships alive, we would have won. That was, yeah, it was fine. Like I think one of the biggest derps on their side. I shouldn't use the word derp actually, but the choice of sending torpedoes out like that seems not their ideal use. Especially as that they are quite easy to take down and specifically into counter as well. Like send out 1 or 2 fighters and that's your primary weapon gone as an Astartes. Yeah, that would have been an interesting map to try and fight for control over, but as I'm such a slow fleet, it kind of feels a bit. Everyone wants to face tank by the looks of it in 2v2. Mind you, I'm only like 2 or 3 games in, but thus far everyone's wanted to bash ships together, so that's been quite kind of handy for me as an orc. The Tyrannid even wanted to bash heads too, which was kind of fun. I didn't make use of my mega cannon either. Pretty poor. I'm thinking I'll play 1 more game as orc and then mix it up. Just
Sure.
do a little rotation. Just I'll probably go Imperial or Chaos or something like that. I'm going to stick with the defense turrets again because I can't help but feel that's what life is all about. More Daka. Right, what's up? What's up? How's everyone in the chat doing, by the way? You all having a good day? Got 100 people in here. What's up? Now, you will see, guys, those of you on YouTube right now, in the description of this video, Singrana's Twitch channel is right there as a link. So all you have to do is right-click and save as or open it in a new tab and bookmark it. But bookmark it because he knows more than I do. So watch him. And on that note, let's go.
Speaking of that, of exactly that, I guess, although this is something you know as well. Singrana, do you capture faster with more ships in the circle? Yes.
And you can even tell by looking at a circle how many ships are in it once you know the timing.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It goes chink, 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 chink if there's 3. I presume that's the noise it would make. I don't know. Donk, donk, donk. But yeah, that's it gets a bit fuzzy, but you can easily tell if there's 2 or 1 by spotting the difference, because it never goes up in one chunk. I would like it to move fluidly, so it's not so much of a clear indicator. Okay, cool. So someone else that wants to bash ships together, another filthy greenskin, but he's got a hat, giving him a distinct advantage, but he's also got a Necron giving him a complete disadvantage.
Yes.
Oh dear.
Although against we use a lot of onslaughts though. I guess Star Pulse will...
Yeah.
Hey, I suppose against Battlefleet's Necron is in a tough situation, but I suppose against once people start using more escorts, maybe that Star Pulse will appreciate in value.
Maybe. I tell you, the more bad Necrons seem to me, the more I want to use them. Just keeping escorts alive as that fleet is just, and mass recall is essential. Like, I wouldn't touch Necron without mass recall. Unfortunately, you have to lose a lot to get
you have to touch them to get mass recall.
Yeah, I know, that's the worst. Right, so I'm going to be heading up the right-hand side. Obviously, we'll pick up the one closer. Then this triangle of points here, and here are where we would want to hold if they were going to kite us, but they're probably not going to kite us. They're going to try and face tank us. So, you know, I'll try and keep it a fairly respectable distance to see what we can do. Yeah, what's up, Time? Long time no see, bud. Long time. Right, I think I'm satisfied with that. We're going to go in here.
With lock on, you can get a pretty respectable range on those onslaughts. You can get them up to 13.5. Surprisingly.
That's a good point. I'm going straight for brace for impact. Just in case. I'm not expecting actually a huge amount of... And you should select a stance before the game ends. Right, he does have 1 intercept on the way. Right, let's see what the Orc is rocking. Now, I'm semi-tempted, actually, within this, because I'm guessing they'll head straight toward me as soon as I've captured this first point to strafe left on the map and see if you can just take free picks against something. I just feel like with their speed, I very much doubt they're going to hold 3 objectives and wait for us to react, so I'm expecting them to give chase and give some opportunities for some easier picks rather than meeting them on their own terms. This ship is not particularly fast. Hot dang. So what would this be that they are sending my way?
I'm trying to find what you're even talking about.
Okay, well, they're just sending some missiles? Is that bombers? Oh, they're just sending them there for intel, I presume. No, that was quick and anticlimactic. Okay, well, they've decided to strafe my bomb, giving us a little bit more time to get to the juicy centre.
Oh. I have gone for the wrong ship.
Oh dear,
You'll never guess what I have on my ships. I have Impaler Squadrons.
Oh no.
Oh no. They do almost nothing.
Oh no. If you've got to board and kill something in one hit, I tell you. Okay, so...
I was going to go for the carrier, the 150 point or so carrier.
It looks like I
selected the wrong one by mistake.
The Necron is here on the left, so... Do you have escorts at the front? They are marvellous. So it looks like the Orc is stuck on the right side and the Necron's on the left. So what I'm thinking is just sweep in and take the Necron now and maybe even just force his dash. Okay, I've got a... 1, 2 weaponry. Okay. He's got some respectable range, actually, there. Okay, so he's moving to engage me. I'm semi-tempted. In fact, I am going to big red button directly away from the orc. I'm going to move to top left. Okay.
Go for this this ship.
Oh, engine destroyed. Well played. Right, bombers there. Oh. That's, let's go. Is that stasis? Yes. Well played to you. So my ships behind are being very, very badly damaged right now. Looks like my torpedoes didn't do much. So I've been, I've well and truly been stomped. I didn't expect the orc to be able to do this much from behind, but if we can kill a couple of their ships, then I think that will be sufficient to still call it a victory. Yeah, that's my mistake there on how close I let him get to me. I presumed I could outrun those ships, not realizing their speed. Yep, that's yeah. This one's largely on me. Like I basically gave that to them by exposing my bottom.
Trying to make you feel better here, but I think it has to do with my ship selection and honestly the choice to go for the Necron first.
Yeah, do you think that was a mistake?
How the battle went with against the orcs, I had a realization we should have been trying to morale the orc out from the beginning, actually, not go for the tanky Necron.
Yeah, perhaps so. Yeah, it looked to me like they were out positioned, but I was totally caught off guard by how slow I am. And my inability to escape the orcs. I could have stasis bombed him a long time ago, which was, you know, that was largely a mistake on my part. Sending out some stuff. So yeah, they've still got a large portion of stuff left. I would go so far as saying I feel like this is already well within their victory, their grasp. Like I can capture a couple of these points, but I've only got 2 ships left.
Yeah, I want to surrender.
Yeah, I'm happy to. Like it's the blunder's been made. I don't feel like there's any more to learn from that. Yeah, fair play by them. That was a bit of a free kill from my part. I just kind of presumed I could outrun them, but like I didn't even consider to me that he was that close. I think I just made a sweeping assumption and got punished for it. So I believe he had dreadnoughts which are 120 compared to mine, which were actually quicker. Well, maybe that was just the stasis bomb that did it. But he did have a ship right in my butt. Okay, so to the Imperium? Yeah, we'll go for the Imperial Navy. Why not?
What kind of fleet are you interested in? I really like to do, I have a Dauntless fleet with just a bunch of Dauntless and some Firestorms. I haven't gotten to try it yet. It's a lot of ships. It would be very hard to use, but you have silent running, and the Dauntless is decent.
Yeah.
Value. The one with the lances.
Okay.
But
yeah.
I'm really enjoying Tyrants or Avengers because those ships have the ramming spur. So I'm really enjoying just the macro cannon builds that also have a ramming spur. I think it feels very satisfying to. It feels satisfying to. It's uncomfortable when you're at long range, but if you get to macro cannon range, then it's satisfying to aim your broadsides and try to get both broadsides into play. And suddenly, when the enemy doesn't have if the enemy can be easily rammed, then you just start ramming them out of nowhere and they don't see it coming. The ramming spur upgrade. I think it quite.
Right, I like that. I've got 2 Cobras, 2 Avengers, and a Dauntless.
Yeah. I sadly don't have a. I'm gonna make a Mechanicus.
I feel like that will do. Admech, please.
Sadly, don't have my stasis bomb on.
I might let Singrana do Admech, just because I'm not familiar with them, and they make. I haven't found. I think they're boring. I've just got to say.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, they're such a one-trick pony. I should probably try them, because you know what? I might actually find out that I like them a lot more than I think I should. Disruption Bomb and Stasis, but I had to be honest. To be honest.
I like their Nova frigate. It has it's not quite the Orc Onslaught. Nothing is quite the Orc Onslaught. But it's a very, very, very strong ship for its point value. This is an escort that I want it. I really want this escort. I think it's a very strong ship. But damn it, every one of their cruisers. I would give so much for just having one of their cruisers with a ramming spur, so I could play them Imperial style. But instead, they have the Nova Cannon, sadly.
So the Avenger seems like I mean, the ramming spur's pretty hefty in terms of ramming damage, isn't it? Yeah, damn.
Yeah, it's really.
That's pretty crazy. Just 50% extra, but that's fine. But you can also take the power ram upgrade. I'm guessing though that they're not that maneuverable, but we'll find out. How's it going, Witchman? Mikey, good to see you. Rack, good to see you too. Mikey, Mike, Tyne, Wesley, good to see you all. Good to see you all. Apologies if I'm not being quite as attentive into the chat today, but I'm trying to air a lot of thoughts out to try and help this be as useful as possible. Which hopefully it will be. So I've got my Dauntless, which I'm just hoping will be semi-useful for being manoeuvrable if my 2 Avengers die, and hopefully stealthy enough to use to kill an escort for free. What's the range of the old Avenger macros then? Respectable.
9,000.
Respectable, yeah. Modest amount of damage, but I guess it's charge straight at them and try and broadside from both.
Yeah, pretty much.
I presume that's my my intended plan here. Okay.
I'm going Rad Tempest, obviously, and I'm going Overprobe, so you don't have to bring Overprobe.
Okay.
You would rather build 2 other things.
I've gone for Stasis and Shield Disruptor. Stasis and Disruption, although do we need Disruption when you've got Nova Cannons?
No, I prefer Plasma Bomb. I think Plasma Bomb is quite nice. Because it ignores, the Shield Disruptor might do 800 damage or 400 damage, but the Plasma Bomb will do 100 that ignores armor. So that potentially you can think of that as either 300 or 600, depending on what kind of armor you're ignoring.
Yeah, okay. I like that. Dauntless Mark IIs for the Torps. Yeah, that could be a. I'm not huge on. Actually, that's a lie. I love the light cruiser spams because stealth is just good.
I muted the wrong thing. I thought I muted myself in Airsick Hydra, but I muted myself on my stream. I'm gonna ask her this question. Okay, I'm not even gonna mute myself.
Good stuff.
What's the difference between las cannons and macro cannons? Well, in the lore, it's one story. In the game, it's macro cannons. They roll a dice when they are fired, and if they fail that dice roll, then the projectile will fly off randomly and is all but guaranteed to miss. If they succeed the dice roll, this accuracy depends on the range to the target. If they succeed the dice roll, then the bullets will be well aimed. They can still miss by the target changing its vector, by changing its speed or direction in some combination. After the bullet was aimed, you can still actually dodge. And also macro cannons, unless otherwise, every weapon unless otherwise noted, gets reduced by armor for damage, not for criticals, but for damage. And lances reduce armor down to 50 if it is higher, and they always hit. Lances tend to have much lower DPS to compensate for the fact that they have these GG,
I guess.
As a quick rule of thumb, I like to, when I add up the DPS of a ship to see how much you're getting for your money, I like to count lances as twice as much DPS as they give on paper to make up for the fact that they never miss and they often reduce armor. If you hit an 83 armor target with a lance, you will get 3 times more damage than if you hit it with a macro cannon. So you know, in that scenario, a lance is at least 3 times better than a macro cannon. Obviously, on the shields, it is not. So you can think of it as shields are very weak to macro cannon and pretty weak to lances, whereas lances never miss, and if they're hitting heavy armor, you can think of it as bonus DPS.
As you say, the missing needs emphasizing because it's possible with an escort if you time it with an enemy ship's macro cannon, you can make them indefinitely miss. Yeah, you can pretty much make them indefinitely miss. Not indefinitely, but for a sufficient amount of time to piss them off at least. And lances will not suffer that fate. So we've got some range damage, and I'm a bit facey, but I also feel like I'm not quite facey enough to charge into like a bunch of orcs and, you know, be an idiot. So I'm not quite sure how to play this, is what I'm saying.
Your fleet is Avenger, a Dauntless.
Yep. 2 Avengers and a Dauntless. So I'm thinking a degree of sensibility is required.
Against a long-range fleet, you want to get in there and ram them, but against against something like an orc fleet, you want to barely get in range, but then you definitely want to kite to keep the enemy at 135 degrees and shoot behind you.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. Ramming it is, unless they've got war spheres, in which case run away. It's the most awesome thing in the world.
Yes.
Not quite as awesome as an orc rock, but you know, there's an ability that make Kroot immune to morale loss, which is incredible. Whereas orcs don't have that.
With the latest patch, I think you need that. I was talking about how the war sphere is garbage now with the new patch.
Yeah.
But then some guy pointed out that there's an upgrade that makes them not do that if your flagship lives. So.
Yep. I used that exclusively.
To bite my tongue there.
Yep. I was very fond of that in the last one. Right. Oh, nice people. Good luck. I'm going to start with lock on just for the. Actually, shall I just start brace for impact?
Well, I mean, I have access to silent running, not on my cruisers though. I will silent running my frigates, and I will either brace or reload my. We have no use for lock-on until we enter the range where we could start shooting if we switched to lock-on. Right?
Yep.
You should start with lock-on if your intention is to shoot with lock-on at long range, but have the cooldown up to swap to reload when you get closer. On this patch, that makes no sense, obviously.
Now, in terms
on this patch, I would just start with reload or brace.
I've started on the right-hand side, but looking at the map now, I feel like the left is the better. But however, they're
unready and move here.
The point on the left I feel is also further away, so it's going to be advantageous to them. But the point on the right does have more cover as well. However, we do need 3.
The 3 points of choice are on their side of the map.
Yeah.
If you notice.
Yeah, I will.
So I think we will go down the middle and go get their triangle.
Yep, but I think that's
along the way we will capture this point.
that is my plan. Yeah, I can. We've got enough ships to do that comfortably. Right. Okay. I'm finally ready. I wonder what they've got. So yeah, I didn't bring the probe this time. Okay, and it's nice to have silent running again. So is that them? Yep, it's heading directly south, going round about there, directly at you. Now, are you heading to the middle here, or which one would you like to focus on?
Maybe the one by the asteroid field.
Yeah, that feels like a nice opportunity. I will have a change of direction. I should be able to miss that with my sluggish speed.
I'm trying to not get revealed by the probe.
Yep.
My mages. I will dip in and capture this.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so no sign of anything they've sent at us yet. I'm going to send one escort over to the be near the central area, and I'll send this happy little chappy just in case they have. Oh, right, let's get you out of there. Oh, yeah, I've walked straight into the identification. But to be fair,
I've been identified too.
Not really a good way around that.
Oh well.
Okay, so it looks like they're rocking some pretty slow stuff. Ah, here we go. We do have.
War spheres.
What's here? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, he's got 3 ships in there. I don't feel like that's a particularly good idea for me to engage with. I'm going to keep heading to the right.
Yes, I agree.
So I'm going to get my ship out of there. I knew that was not a favourable engagement. I've been marked. That's going to be 30 seconds. So I'm going to go all the way down there. Keep this happy little chap alive. Okay. They're chasing me bottom left.
I've spotted little escorts over the side. I think my escorts can kill his escorts, so I'm gonna go and do that. Try to not engage for now. Oh no, you're dauntless.
Yes, I was a little reckless with him. He's basically heading around the back with his escorts.
Coordinates acknowledged. Ship ready.
Okay, so we've got ships on the right. Oh, nice. Fire on board. That was quite a hit. Right, I believe they'll be heading for our point in the south here. It's my expectation anyway. In which case, I'm fairly tempted to turn my main ships around and give a little bit of chase.
We wait your command.
7 seconds for a scan.
Setting course.
Right.
That is a flagship.
No.
I'm baiting him with my escorts. We should just go over to the other side and cap.
Top right.
Yeah.
Yep. I have no idea where his escorts have gone.
Underway. We wait your command. Changing course.
Okay, just trying to keep this ship alive, keep it well out of range. He's got a crew war sphere.
Oh no, there's more. There's more. Escorts behind us.
Engaging.
Okay.
I'm trying to hit a stasis bomb on them.
Aye, Admiral.
I think my stasis bomb disappeared from the world. I don't see it.
Enemy sighted. Coordinates acknowledged.
Okay. No, it looks like we're okay.
Engaging engines.
The war sphere is going down. I'm going to try and not get too close to that.
Lightning strike successful. We wait your command.
So the war sphere's on our left. I'm thinking heading to the right, just simply moving away from
Yeah,
it.
we can.
I'm going to stasis the war sphere.
Yeah.
So if we
Then
just
I will rad it.
Understood.
We can kill the war sphere from here.
Yeah.
Engaging. Damage team, begin repairs.
I'm going to plasma bomb it then.
Ship ready.
That is good. Is it a lot of armor?
I mean, maybe we can...
Changing course. Aye, Admiral. All ahead, full. Course engaged. Maximum burn.
Okay.
Setting course.
Nearly within range of doing something more useful.
Course engaged.
Okay. My flagship's boarded. Mutiny. Good.
We wait your command.
Stacy's bombing, and I will Nova Cannon if I can turn
Yep.
around.
Yep, I've got another plasma bomb at the ready. Okay, on the right, they're sending in 2 large ships. I don't even know what they're called. I'm just going to strafe to the left to try and get away from their...
Aye, Admiral. We wait your command.
So I'm going to stasis bomb the ones on the right. I believe they've used their thruster. Nope, they haven't.
Ship ready.
The enemy has accumulated 25% of strategic points.
Changing course.
Okay, so I think if we kill the ones on the top left first, just keep distance from the
I'm
others.
sorry. I'm very sorry. I rammed there. I'm really retarded.
It's fine.
Oh,
It's
Sorry,
fine.
I'm getting you demonetized too.
It's cool.
That's
It's
fine.
cool. Right, so I'm going to rally here. I'd love to repair, but it's not practical.
Heading acknowledged.
Okay. Oh, I burned my whole thruster, which was poor of me.
Locked in.
Okay, there's a flagship here actually that is seems remarkably out of position.
Initiate emergency repairs.
Okay, let's
Your orders?
right, gonna head up. Good stuff, good stuff. They are decapping points, so I think we'll need to start answering that.
Engaging engines.
They I'm gonna just come out and say it, okay? This is gonna be a bit difficult because
Orders of course in
they're taking advantage of the Tau bug.
Oh, really?
You know, the number of free escorts you can get, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a shame.
engaging engines.
Well, you got to call it for what it is. Stasis. I'm going to try and stasis the ship on the bottom left. I am going to capture yours in that, sorry.
Ship ready.
If I can, I'll plasma bomb him.
Emperor.
Okay, I'm just plasma bombing him. Hopefully. That was close. Mutiny on his flagship.
The enemy has seized a strategic area. The enemy has seized a strategic area.
Right. So we might be able to... How are we doing for ships here, actually? Because... Okay, it's not going too bad.
Changing course.
Right.
All ahead.
I'm going to take my flagship to a slightly safer distance now.
Underway.
You have accumulated 75% of strategic points.
Okay.
You have
Repair
seized a
here.
strategic area.
Good.
Course engaged.
Right.
Maximum burn. Setting course.
I'm going to try and take down the mutinied flagship just for the additional points.
Don't. We can get it anyway. I mean, like, by waiting.
That's just to free up units, but yep. The other one's mutinied
Oh,
now.
that was. Oh, never mind. That was a good idea. You mutilated
Yay.
him with the point
I did a thing.
value.
I did a thing.
Good.
Right. And if we kill that ship that's retreating before it goes, then that's GG. GG. Yeah, that was nice. That was nice. They actually played the objective game fairly well there with their escort control. I didn't have the numbers to do that. I feel the majority of their points are from superior control. So if they hadn't, mind you, that was also contributed to by the fact that they had too many escorts.
Engaging engines.
I don't know how many they had. I mean, there was double tau, so it might not have been as.
Course.
You are close to victory
Okay,
by
let's
6 points.
let's take advantage of me noggin here.
We wait your command.
Not not doing a huge amount of damage with the nudge. Let's
When I say the bug, what I meant wasn't that you had a lot of escorts. I meant that
Execute high energy turn.
what I meant was that the gravitic hook.
okay.
For some reason, when you use these for the first time, you get the ships you're supposed to get. When
Yep.
you use them the second time, you get
Yeah,
like 2.
yeah.
And, like, I don't even know how high it stacks. Like, it might keep going for all I know.
They're saying hello on Twitch too, which is nice.
The
Greetings there. Well played, by the way. It was enjoyable.
Indeed. If I hadn't hit literally all of those, if you hadn't not paid attention and gotten all your escorts killed by my Noah cannons there, I'm very sure you would have won the battle.
That definitely
'Cause
helped
they died
us.
very early. They died very, very, very early. So if they had been DPSing the entire time, they would have been knocking out our guns. You know, they would have been would have added up.
Soul is legendary with Crusaders now.
Wait, it's not. Wait, that bug is not in the game anymore. Are you sure?
I've had it myself.
'Cause
but
I've
it-
seen it.
Yeah.
I've
I've reproduced it
I've seen an
myself.
absurd amount of Tau escorts. Okay,
Yeah. I mean,
more
I
than
don't.
should be possible.
I may be wrong. Yo, what's up, Seth? So, yeah, that was pretty successful. I like the fleet. If you give me 20 seconds as I go for a quick bio, and I'll be right back.
Mechanicus sounds so cool. I agree. Enhanced rotational drift and utter the canticles of battle. I mean, with voice lines like that, I mean, how can you not want to play them? Are you now I'm curious. I gotta know. The problem is that I haven't even been using them. I don't even use the chips with the I don't know exactly what causes it. The orca thing. So man.
Right. Yes, that's a good point. I think the old save lists had bugs. I mean, my old Tau fleet still has the bug, but it might be because it's the old
anybody
fleet.
saying it's not bugged, okay? Have a look at this. So,
Right.
all of these are supposed to have 1 warden, right? Or does it give you 2?
That's one.
Is it supposed to be 2 or 1?
At least I
Because,
believe it was one from the description, but or I might be not remembering correctly.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11. 4, 2, 3, 5.
Now, send you an invite, and I'm thinking of. I mean, I don't think I can make Necrons work until I unlock some stuff to make them, having lost to them. To be fair, but maybe I'll do a few more with the Imperial Navy. I feel like that fleet deserves a little bit more attention. What else do we have here? I mean, they're shockingly cheap, actually, the GCs and the BSs. They're
But
pretty...
yeah, you get a lot of they don't really cost any more points, and they are the same speed.
Yeah.
And cruisers don't have silent running. Grand cruisers don't have silent running. There's no real problem with picking a grand cruiser over a cruiser, I feel, on the Imperium. With that said, though, the Tyrant, although it's just a cruiser, I've been messing around with the Tyrant because of its greater weapon compared to the Avenger.
Yeah.
Those are my two.
That's some range.
Avenger and Tyrant. Those are the two ships I have the most fun with.
Mm.
Oh yeah. I was messing around with the Tyrant, right? Because I was enjoying. I was looking for a torpedo build because.
Okay. Why not?
It's not that I believe torpedoes are necessarily strong, but you can't deny they're very satisfying to use, right?
Oh yes.
And since I'm winning so much anyway, like at some point you get tired of winning. Okay, it's like at some point you want to have more fun, right?
Indeed.
So that's why I started to use the Tyrants. But
Oh,
I do
yeah.
believe Avenger is probably the better.
I'm going to be selecting one of my many Imperial... There's a bit of Imperial favoritism here in terms of troop selection. Sorry, not troop selection, the cards. I'll go for a Baroness type. Because why not?
There's so many... Yeah, the portraits on the Imperial.
A little bit of favoritism.
They're
Just
so
a
good.
little bit. Oh, and it went. You have to pick another one. You can't select the same one you've already selected. Well, that's a thing. I didn't feel like I got the ram damage worth within that, so I'm wondering if macro damage, macro range, running silent. I think I'll stick with the ramming damage. Right.
Is there a Chaos ship with a spur? I don't think there is.
Mr. Lingwood, the leaderboards will be reset, the multiplayer will be reset, the campaign progress will stay on launch. That was confirmed today. Chaos is life. Well, you've heard it. I'm looking forward to it. Out of all of the fleets, I like the look of the Imperial the most because it seems like it has the most choice, which is nice. Like, you can sit there and stare at ships for ages, whereas the Necron, you sit there and stare and you come to a couple of fairly quick conclusions. Although I shouldn't judge the Croissant too much, seeing as I got pounded by one. Or rather, wasted all of my torpedoes on one and then got pounded by an orc from behind. Right, I'm good. So you go for ramming as well. Nice.
Yes, I do.
Nice. It's a nice way to quickly break morale, I've noticed.
Hey, I'm curious. Do you know what the actual effect of Brace for Impact is? It says like you take less damage, but is it like you get additional armor points, or is it just a multiplier on the final number? Because that's actually very interesting.
No idea. The Avenger Brat Bag does indeed have a spur. So
every Imperial ship has a spur, except for the light cruisers and anything with a Nova can.
Makes sense.
And escorts, obviously.
Makes sense. Just to repeat one more time for... Oh, that's a very nice name. Multiplayer will be reset. Leaderboards will be reset. Single player tutorial campaign progress will be kept on launch, which is tomorrow. So I'm really looking forward to the patch notes tomorrow. Why don't we do some predictions? Tyrannid point cost increase, because that's what they said they're going to do.
Hopefully only on the ships people complain about, the ordnance,
Yeah.
the assault boat hive ships. Hopefully only on the problem ships. I am afraid it might be very across the board.
The thing is, though, that Tyranids seem like a one-trick pony right now. Like, okay, the carrier spam's not terrible, and it's mainly the troop mechanic. Oh my god, it's... Okay, so I will learn from my mistakes and maybe not focus the scary ship. Let's look at the map before I think too much about tactics and how we're going to play this. Right. Pow. So, we've got a convenient triangle, the right side. I like that.
Yes, we just take it.
Yep, that will do very nicely. And I feel like if the Necron is going to head toward me, I'm going to head away from him. But I'll see what they've got and how they're positioned. And I'll go brace for impact because I'm expecting a degree of pain, and I'll spread out.
This time you are pretty much safe. I went for a actual carrier fleet this time. I did not select the wrong ship.
I forgot. Are you rocking the buggy ship?
Yes, I'm rocking
The one with
carrier.
3 hangars.
Yeah, I don't know. People talked about the ship as if it was bugged, but I'm really not that sure. I did some like point cost efficiency rough napkin math on it, and it has very few guns.
Yeah,
I don't
its
actually
damage
think,
is bad.
You can debate that maybe it's a bad idea.
Maybe it's an intentional but oversight.
Maybe it's a bad idea to give Dark
Yeah.
Eldar potentially 18 squadrons. But you are certainly paying for it, because these ships do not have much in the way of guns beyond those launch bays. And I compared them to other... I did some comparisons to other carrier/fighting ships, and these ships are much more launch bay heavy
Yep.
than most carriers, even most carriers are. This is
Yep.
the most carrier in the game, I think.
Yeah.
Right now.
It's very niche,
You can say that giving that
specialized.
to such a fast faction is a huge mistake. You can say that, but I don't think this ship is
No,
in
that's fair enough.
isolation overpower. Like, I don't think this ship is underpriced, if that makes sense.
I think it, by the virtue of the fact
Maybe
that
it
it's
should cost
so
more points, but it
specialized.
should also have more weapons to reduce the maximum number of launch space Drukhari can have. Maybe that would be the solution. But
But as you say, it's one of the only ships that's that specialized, and within
it's
a
a
game
very
that has
specialized,
very few specialized ships, it really stands out. I think. I think
yeah.
that's why it's seen as OP, because it's the thing that is really good at something.
yeah.
Where you're paying for what you want, not what you want and a bunch of other stuff, like I have to do with my damn Corsairs all the time.
Oh yeah.
Whatever I want, I have to have torpedoes or a level 1 hangar.
That's the thing at the first game, in my opinion. Although you cannot pick your ships in the first game. In fact, there's less ships to pick from, I do believe. In the first game, a lot of your ships' usefulness come from the add-ons you put on them in terms of individual ship upgrades and individual admiral skill upgrades. Because you just put them on your ships in the first game. So that's I think my biggest dislike of this game is actually how there are, in a sense, there are less viable ship combinations for each faction. So although there's more factions, I feel like there are probably equally many viable ship combinations. It's just that now we have 12 factions instead of only having 5 factions, having much more ship combinations per faction.
So what have we got over there? They're launching some volleys or something.
This might lead to this specialist ship being seen as sort of like particularly nice compared to, like you said, with because like you're just paying you're paying points for only ships now in this game, right?
Yeah.
But in the first game, you paid your renown points, well, for ships and for upgrades to ships. So you could sort of twist your ships to be kind of more of what you wanted them to be, you know. So Eldar in the first game, although you might use similar ships, you still have the same ships in the first game as in this game, but you could spec them differently more in the first game.
Indeed. Now, does that Necron ship have Shroud Hull or Silent Running? It was the larger of the two. I wasn't quite sure.
It is one of the scythes, the Scythe Reaper. It's the bigger scythe, actually.
Weapon. We'll go for the deck here, I guess. So I'll go do a little scout for you.
See how much boarding damage. Like, we would do I can do 12 with my ships, and I can do.
A little concerned about not seeing. I'd be careful of the scan there.
Oh, they must come to us now.
Yep. Okay. Well, they've been identified. And that is some hefty range. Right. Running silent. I'm still marked. Oh dear. That's going to end one way. Yeah, I don't think this is going to end particularly well for this ship.
Aye, Admiral.
Brace for impact.
Ship ready.
Okay, so I'm rocking a stasis and plasma, but obviously I don't particularly want to
Aye, Admiral.
don't particularly want to use stuff unless I have to.
Brace for impact.
Right. Fighters. Okay, they're going to go down pretty quick.
Changing course.
Okay.
We wait your command.
Seems to be chilling. You know, he's not in a rush.
Your orders?
I'm liking the well, how much space they're giving us here. And they're giving us a few free fighters as well.
We serve.
So it looks like I'm going to be taking a shockwave.
You can swap to targeting now.
Engaging
You can swap to lock on. To be in range of them,
Admiral.
I think.
Heading acknowledged. Ship ready.
Right, there we go.
Maximum burn.
Go forward a little bit there. Go down there, go down there. Go down there, go down there.
Ship ready. Course engaged.
Right.
I will force him to jump now.
Yeah, he's jumped.
Oh, let's go for him.
Yep, up top. Going.
We wait your command. Setting course. Reporting successful boarding action. We wait your
Gonna do a plasma bomb on him.
coordinates acknowledged. Acquiring new vector.
Nice, nice, nice.
Underway. Execute high energy turn. Heading acknowledged. Acquiring new vector.
You have accumulated 25% strategic.
Oh, right. That was poor of me.
Engaging engines. Going silent.
Right, I'll be taking the stuff on the left. I'm just gonna try and sneak it. I am getting shot in the rear, but looks like we're doing pretty good against.
Yeah, we'll get this guy before he can star pulse again.
Enemy ship crippled by the lightning strike.
Okay, he's low on troops too. Your unit at top left's being attacked by the asteroid. Oh, red dot on the asteroid field.
Aye, Admiral.
Oh, it's gonna get Nova cannon. My mistake.
Targeting enemy.
It's all good. Might be able to get this kill here.
Enemy sighted.
I'm gonna do a stasis bomb on them. That's nice. I'll see if I can turn that into a plasma as well.
Engaging target. Your orders?
Nice. Okay. Okay, I'm not going to go for them. I'm going to go for the flagship. Is that your whirling thing of doom?
Yes.
Impossible, Admiral.
Lovely jubbly. I'll do a plasma on it. Plasma's on the
Don't
flagship.
run me!
Oh god.
Oh my
Just seeing if you're paying attention.
god.
That was yeah, that was nearly a thing.
The enemy has
Okay.
accumulated 25% strategic points.
Okay, looking good. Looking good.
Got it.
Okay. Good, good, good. Good, good, good. Okay, good stuff. Good stuff. Drifting Hulk here. I mean, I'll just shoot the flagship down now, just take the points. I'm going to have to go for... I'd like to go for troops, but I'd like to go for morale, but I think I'll need troops. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay. He's giving me a freebie here.
Target locked in. Changing course. Understood.
Okay.
Move your flagship. Flagship is AFK.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Right. Good.
Course engaged.
Okay, that's looking good. Got one escort heading down on the bottom left. I'll finish that. My ship on the bottom right is in a little bit of trouble, but what I think I'll do is... it's not letting me return. Now, can I kill that ship on the top? It's not that we really need to, but... Okay. Looks good.
We wait your command.
Looks good.
Your ship that's ramming the other ship, stop moving it.
You can't... it's off the map, so I can't click anything.
Oh.
It just basically goes on autopilot. I've lost all engine functions. It's kind of weird. Not happened. I've never driven off the map before, but quite interesting. Just putting a stasis for this one.
Underway.
Alright, I'm just gonna forget about it.
Ship ready.
Okay, looks good. Gonna board this one briefly before. There we go. The other one's dead. GG.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
That felt like a very interesting.
Yeah.
It was it was one-sided in our favor, but it felt sort of interesting to close it out almost.
The Necron sort of just kind of overextended, and then the follow-up wasn't quite there for him. It's sort of it took quite a while for him to get those reinforcements in, and it was curtains for him. It was like, okay, you've overextended, we'll burn you down. That was interesting. I mean, did you get good use out of the bombers, do you think?
Yeah, I suppose that's really what I was getting. I said it was very fun to play this fleet.
I see.
Fun fleet to play.
I could do
because what you want to do is you want to. I mean, you're playing a carrier, but you're not playing a long-range fleet. You want to do a very close drive-by and just spit the fighters out like at melee range, while also using boarding action at the same time, and then you leave again.
That's some risky stuff, but it makes sense. I just need 60 seconds to pop and grab something downstairs and turn the oven on, and then I'll be back. So I'll leave you to do your thing for a little bit. 60 seconds, maybe a little bit longer.
Quantity or quality fighters and bombers. I mean, this I did a bunch of math about like which race beats which race in the interceptor versus interceptor conflict in a vacuum in the middle of the map, right? And Dark Eldar actually are the Dark Eldar and Tyranids are kind of tied at the top, and then Imperium and Chaos are about 2/3 as good. If you factor in the quality of their fighters and the number of launch space they can have. But obviously that means that the Imperium and Chaos will do more normal shooting, because only the Tyranids and the Drukhari can go all carrier, or to the degree that they can.
Right. I am ready. So
yeah, I think I'll actually go back to my Monka S fleet. or at least one game.
Sounds good. Sounds good. I'll stick with the Imperium for a little bit longer. Because, well, they seem pretty fun. The plasma actually seems quite nice, especially for morale bombing as well. It seems to do some stuff. Tau protectors. Well, you'll see a little bit of Tau from Singrana right now. Right, I am ready. Good stuff. So you're rocking your thingy fleet, Tau Protector fleet. It's pretty self-explanatory. I really need to give mine some more creative names.
Yeah, the joke. I suppose the joke for how you play this fleet is front towards enemy.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Stand still and shoot them. And occasionally maybe move if you really have to. It's so nasty though, the amount of crits that come from it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's definitely
yeah,
the.
I think it's a bit much. I do think that it's so hard to say. Like, should this ship be nerfed? Because you know how you said like I am forced to pay for launch space, right? The other tower ships are actually. If you nerf this ship, I'll just end up picking the ships with like launch space and stuff instead, and then I'll have even less railguns because I'll be forced to pay for launch space. But
Yep.
the Tau launch space are really, really, really bad because their interceptors aren't particularly good, and they can't have that many carriers. Their bombers are really bad, and they don't have assault boats.
Says I've been disconnected, so that's the thing. Yeah, but the trouble is if you've got some ships that are versatile and some that are not only versatile but some factions that force a degree of versatility, and then others that have specificity, is there's going to be this like,
yeah,
why are your ships better
just
than
get
mine?
hard countered
Exactly.
by the specialist fleet sometimes.
I think that's
sucks.
kind of fine if you have a limited quantity of those, but like if for that fleet carrier thing, I would kind of say, okay, well, if you took 2 of them in single player or 2 of them in, maybe putting restrictions isn't a great thing, but I feel like they stand
I
out.
agree with you. I agree with you about the existence of the problem, but I'm not ready to commit to. I'm not ready to commit to any one solution yet.
Yeah,
I don't want to say like we definitely need like restrictions on the number of the same ship you can bring, because I'm not sure if that's the best way to do it.
Yeah, I don't know the solution.
The first game had a restriction on the number of ships you could bring. In fact, I might have some highlighted footage of me playing multiplayer in the first game. I would almost suggest you. It doesn't have to be me. It could just be anyone. I'd almost suggest you just look up how the first game worked. I'm not talking about the missions themselves, because there was like 5 different objective modes or whatever, right? Then there was a defender and there was an attacker, right? And they would have different point values. So the attacker might have less ships, but he instantly wins if he does the objective, right? But what's really important about the first game is that you played best out of 3. There was no such thing as like a single game of rank. There was only best out of 3s. So one of us would win the coin flip and be the attacker or defender on the first level, and the defender gets to pick the mission type. And then you select. How it worked was you had a fleet that consisted of you had 2 battle slots. You had 3 cruisers. There was no Grand Cruiser in the first game. You have 4 light cruisers, right? And then you had infinite escorts. Escorts actually only existed as a single ship, and that ship would just be cloned if you selected escorts in the actual deploy screen.
Oh, mirror.
And once you got into the deploy screen, what would happen is you might have 10 different ships, right? And only 6 of them might have upgrades on them, and the others would be naked, right? They would be ships you never wanted to use ever, right? Because you weren't interested, right? But you definitely couldn't bring 11 of these whatever they're called, the Sasia, the Monka S ship, okay? You definitely could not bring 11 of these in the first game. Maybe half your army could be this ship in the first. There was, in a way, a ship limit in the first game. And crucially, if you lost your ships in the first and the second round, you wouldn't have that ship for the third round.
Yep.
So you could kind of get a good read on your opponent. You fought in the first round, and you would be like, oh, I'm fighting a guy that's put all of his upgrades on his cheap, squishy Monka S ships. I'm gonna lose this mission on purpose. I'm not even gonna play for the objective. I'm just gonna go kill his precious ships that he has stacked a bunch of upgrades on, and then he will not have them for the next 2 rounds. And then I'm confident that I'll win the next 2 rounds because of that, right? That kind of stuff was in the first game with the best out of 3, defender, attacker, and then in the third round it was cruiser clash, just straight up annihilation. We could have that in this game too. We could have round 1, round 2 custom asymmetric objectives with attacker and defender, and then in the third round we could just have the domination mode we have now, right? I'm not suggesting going back to cruiser clash in the third decider game. That's retarded. But that's fracking unwise. Okay, that's what I meant.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I've had enough debate on forums today regarding the let's say the woes of the game types. I think I've cracked everything out I need to say on it for now with the old video, but it is it's going to be a hot topic for the foreseeable future, that's for sure, and it's going to be a lot of differences of opinion, but for now I'm happy showcasing how the objective system can be used to win and to avoid losing. I think
today, we haven't really had
no, not once.
Today we haven't really had a problem with it. Like we've sort of had opponents that are not completely oblivious to the fact that they exist.
Yes.
I feel like it's gotten better. Like just 3 days ago, it was a lot worse actually.
It will definitely, after a couple of weeks, like learning a new game mode, making those mistakes and learning from those mistakes. Like it's not an instantaneous thing.
Are you does this game have like elo based matchmaking in a very, is it like a very strict matchmaking? Because maybe it's just that we've played more games, so now we get ranked
Could be.
We've gone to a higher elo because we win more than half of our games, right?
Could be. I mean,
could it be that like it hasn't actually gotten better? It's just that we've become more.
I don't know, but I've noticed that as well in single player, and it might also be to do with time of day and things like that as well. Like certain people coming home, and I don't really know, because they've said there is an elo system, but they haven't said it is matchmaking. You know, it influences your opponent heavily. I don't think I'm going to be able to pick this. I'll try. Yeah, he's going to identify me if I stay there, so I'm not going to stay there. I'll try and get him to bait out an ability. I mean, they've revealed themselves here, so that's handy. And they also have a lot of stuff. But we are relinquishing control of the third objective. I mean, what's your plan for here?
I was mostly talking, so my plan
That's
really,
fine.
That thought out. But the way I see it is, this is an example of, oh yeah, it's about the objective, except not really. We will relinquish the third objective here, but let's try to win the fight.
Yeah.
Be ready to charge in. Don't move in front of me or behind me. Do not move behind me. Let us spot them. Oh, we've already.
We've spotted
silly.
them.
We've already discovered them. In my mind, I'm playing as if we need to get in range and hit the ping button.
Acquiring new vector.
Oh, set priority 1 to his escorts.
Yep, happy to do that. So I'm thinking stasis the guys on the left and go straight for the Tau.
Setting course.
Oh, I've thrown away an escort here, which is very foolish of me.
Changing course.
Right, are you happy to go a little bit ham here?
Seized a strategic area.
Right, so what's your abilities, by the way?
It's railgun.
Gotcha. I'm going to stasis there just to... Oh,
Let's get his flagship. I'm very sorry.
That's
aimed
okay.
it now.
That's okay.
Hope I don't shoot you. Nice.
Okay. Let's. Got a plasma gun on his ship
let
here.
Monk IS do its thing.
Brace for impact. I think that's. Oh, I'm getting rammed as well. This is a wonderful day.
I'm torpedoing the Imperial player.
Okay, I am in a world of pain.
I see. I'm focus firing the Tau player's flagship because I do think we need to commit
Yeah.
and get at least one thing done.
Yep. Right, I'm gonna be trying to get my flagship out of here.
I'll change target now.
Okay. Do a little bit of that. Do a little bit of a rallying speech. Get you out of there. Deck destroyed. Oh, damn. Stasis bomb. Okay, my flagship is just hanging in there. Okay, I'm heading on to the top of the map to try and keep my flagship alive. Right, is my weapon completely destroyed? It looks like it might be. Oh, not quite. Okay, I'm getting my guy the hell out of there. Drifting Hulk. Good, 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 good. Okay. Right, my ship is barely hanging in here. Emergency repairs. Right, we are doing okay, I think.
Yeah, I did not die. Although, once he got in my face, I started to die very quickly. These low HP ships are extremely vulnerable to ramming. I suppose that's their... From high HP ships, they're very vulnerable to ramming.
Yeah.
I suppose that's their great weakness. I do agree, though, that they're probably a little bit too good, though. But I have to stress probably a little bit. Like, if this ship should be nerfed, it should be... I'm a big proponent of many frequent small changes. When it comes to balance, because then you don't accidentally ruin your game with a huge patch you took 3 months to think about, and then it was actually a really bad patch, maybe, right? So
I'm gonna
to
try and
nerf
kill
this
the.
ship, take away 1 DPS from it, like literally, or raise its point value by.
I'm gonna go for the mutinied ship with my flagship to see if I can
And if
sneak
it's not
around.
enough, then just do it again.
Okay. So he's pretty low on troop count over there. I don't have a deck available, but I think we'll be fine. So I'll go for a stasis on this once I'm in range. So I should be able to kill the mutinied ship if need be.
I flung the torpedoes around you there by turning to the side like that.
Yep, that's his troops gone.
It's a good little trick.
Oh, nice. Nice. Okay, so we can just decap now. He's got 1 escort top left of the map. And we'll get some more crew. Oh, GG. GG. That was
60
that was
front
good.
armor instead of 83. Can't make it bad in a fight to the front. I mean, that would defeat the purpose of the ship.
What's up, Pipes? Teach you the ways of Tau. Point and shoot. And bring lots of DACA. There's I guess go wide. As
Maybe nerf its rotational speed. Maybe you could make an argument that because it has a unique look, right?
Yeah.
What do they look? By the way, I don't think they're the coolest ships. I think the cruisers of the POW are by far the coolest ships they have, and their battleship, in my opinion.
I think it's
I really like
Wolf's.
the those cruisers they have. They have this like manta look to them, and these like these light cruisers. They don't look nearly as sexy in my opinion.
That was close. I very nearly lost my flagship there. Very, very close. But that was good.
What Kion does is that I'm not super. I'm gonna check actually right now, just in case I'm wrong. What Monka S does is that it doubles your critical strike chance in general all the time. And the thing is, I love critical strikes. I'm always the kind of guy that I would rather win by neutralizing an enemy ship than by blowing it up. I think everything in the game ultimately being about the fastest way to remove damage from the enemy should not be by reducing his health to 0, because when you reduce the health to 0, all other game mechanics become irrelevant because the ship is deleted, right? Whereas stuff like boarding and criticals, in my opinion, they should neutralize enemy ships faster than just raw damage. So just get it out of the way. But I'm always drawn to disabling playstyles in games like this. I really enjoy just the feel of winning that way. So for me, it's Monka. It's going to be Monka S regardless. Okay, but that's just because of what it does.
A question coming in from why who what that doesn't it only apply in lock-on stance? Not that it has a tooltip anymore to reference.
No. Lock-on stance multiplies criticals by 2 as well, and they multiply together. So they, well, it wouldn't matter if they added or multiplied in this case, but so you go from 1 to 2 to 4, right? Instead of, if I have lock-on and you have lock-on, and I have Monka S, I have twice as many crits as you have. If you don't have lock-on and I have Monka S and lock-on, then I have 4 times as many crits. It's all sort of relative, but they both double, and they do multiply together. The thing Kion does, and I think this is probably worse, especially considering you can get the Kion benefits pretty much by having an escort in lock-on stance buff. Okay, I'm going to show that this. There's an upgrade here called Targeting Coordinator. While in lock-on stance, every friendly TOW ship within the ship's identification range has the accuracy of its railguns enhanced to exceptional accuracy. There's an upgrade that does that. You must have a little escort to provide sensor boosting to, I just described it, right? You have to be in lock-on stance on the escort, and then all nearby TOW ships get Eldar accuracy, essentially, right? Which means they lose 5 percentage points less per range step. Kauyon causes the same effect as long as the ship is stealth. So I think Kauyon is easily the worst. Like it's even obsolete, I would say. You can just get an upgrade to almost get the same effect. So there's definitely there's very likely an imbalance here between Monka and Kauyon. But I'd say even if Kauyon was as powerful, in my opinion, as Monka, I would still pick Monka because it agrees more with the way I, my aesthetics.
Right, I've got time for a few more. I've swapped the fleet around a little bit. I'm going to rock an Apocalypse just because I really like the idea of this huge long range lance.
Long range? Okay.
Yeah, so basically it starts at 9.
You still have a ramming spur though, right?
I've got no, you don't on the Apocalypse. You swap it for Overload Lances, which gives you 13,500 in lock-on stance. But I do have a Nova Cannon, and I do still have one Avenger, and I have an extra Cobra. So I've basically just ditched one ship for an upgrade.
Huh, I see. You do get a crazy amount of range. What do we want to run with this? So if you have range...
I tell you what, I might as well upgrade my range even more. Macro weapons, and I presume they stack, in which case I'll take it.
Yeah, they would, I think.
Maybe
do. There's a maximum range of 22,500. Maybe you can
I'm
go
still
beyond
short
that,
of that, so
I
that's
would
fine.
assume they would.
Yep. So yeah, I'm happy with that.
Yeah, what do we want? We can double down on kite
Oh.
and make a big concave, or we can have a guy be ranged and a guy be close range. I
Before
think
we-
doubling down on kite is fun.
Before we
actually.
commit to this, apparently a commandant has informed me that the apocalypse is bugged. So
Ah.
it basically has gone the way of many of my Corsair fleets.
Yeah, I really like Craft World and Corsair. I want to like Corsair, but they have the double crit, so I mean, honestly they're bad. Okay, but
Mhm.
they're basically a Suriani, but a little bit worse.
Yep,
Um,
that's.
I really like a Suriani, but right now with all the bug stances and stuff, it's really rough to play them right now because you only have 9,000 range on the macro builds when you're supposed to have 13.5. But so on the next patch it's been very quiet for me when it comes to playing Eldar except Dark Eldar. But on the next patch I'll be playing a lot more Eldar. I'm a huge Eldar fan in terms of playstyle.
Right. I am going to rock. Instead of the Avenger, I'm going to try a couple of Vengeance.
I will have a look.
So it's just longer range, 1350 Lance and macro. So just longer range,
yeah, that one.
basically. Yeah, it
Yeah, that one.
seems fairly respectable. I've got 2 of them and 2 Cobras, which I feel is not the worst thing I could pick. And
I'll go my Dark Eldar DPS flagship fleet. Go with that.
Yeah, damn, do I think they'll ever make 2v2 with more points? Professor Pipes has just asked that, and it comes back to a developer interview which they did pre-launch, and they did state that the current capacity is due to engine capacity. The point limit is set not by their preferences. They wanted more, but it didn't work, apparently. And it's not to say that maybe it will increase, because they did also say should players want 3v3 and other modes like that, then of course it could be added in future. But for now they wanted to focus on 1v1 and 2v2, which, okay. So it sounds like it's hopefully with a bit of time optimization and such, that at the end of the day I'm not optimistic for it. But
This engine limitation, hypothetically, my points command some kind of Empire at War like mechanic where you earn money in the match and you call in reinforcements, right?
Mhm.
This engine limitation, would this be a problem for something like that, do you think, or is it just ships rendered in the game, right?
if units have already died, then it's probably not so bad.
Okay.
If nothing has died on the battlefield and you call in more, I mean, I think single player would be a good testing as to what's the maximum capacity, because I would imagine.
Yeah, likely. There'll
they-
be a lot of like scripted levels with like huge battles in there.
Yeah, I don't know, because that was a comment they made like a few months ago, and it might be that they're thinking, okay, actually maybe we can increase the points by like 200 and it's not going to kill the game. Who knows? But I know the game for some people doesn't perform particularly well in terms of frames per second. I don't have issues, but not everyone's rocking my hardware. So once again, shout out to Time for being a legend.
Last beta for me, the game looked a little bit worse. There was something to do with their anti-aliasing made it look worse, and also it performed a lot worse. On this beta, I noticed it looked better. It looked more beautiful, but at the same time, I had much better performance. So there has been at least some kind of graphical performance boost since the last patch.
Looks like it might be sharpness settings or something like that that have been tweaked, or so there we go, or some AA. I'm not sure.
We
What's
might
up?
be not getting in game here.
How's it going, Chronic?
I'm not, at least.
Yeah, they've just left apparently. Yeah. No, so other reports coming in that the beta's performing better. So I do have an Org Disruptor Bomb. Interesting, but I'm going to stick with the stasis and I'm a quite big fan of the plasma now, actually, but it's a tiny little space. Really is pretty small. Okay, macro weapon range, and I'll go for. I like the improved array for the identification range. I think, given how absolutely essential it is. Absolutely essential it is to keep those escorts alive. I think the improved identification range for ships that might not get out as quick, i.e. everything but Elder or Necron, it's probably a good idea.
Yeah, I think it's a really nice upgrade. They have said, unless they've taken it back, they have said though that they plan to allow you to pick admiral skills and upgrades.
They've gone quiet on that though.
Screen rather than on the queue screen.
I feel like that previous post they put out would have been a good opportunity to say that. So I'm skeptical as they're still doing it. Because it would have pleased a lot of people that are like, ah, damn it, it's the Dark Elder again, here they come to ruin. We haven't even played a set yet, have we? We haven't played against the Dark Elder at all, which is kind of upsetting. We played against 2 Tyranids right at the start, which was fairly straightforward, but... Right, I've sent an invite over.
Yeah, hopefully.
I think as well, when doing more ships, I think that should not be in the 1v1, because I would already say that the game has a high learning curve, and I do think in a sense it has a fairly high skill cap for players that are new to it, at least. It's a bit of a
you mean skill floor?
Yeah, skill floor, sorry. Skill floor. Yes, I have no idea what the skill cap is. I think.
By the way, if anybody ever talks about it, how this game is better competitive game than this other game because there's a higher skill cap, you can 99% time they're full shit. Because almost all computer games, real-time computer games, are so ridiculously complicated that they can never be like perfected. So there's always going to be a Korean out there who can kick your ass. Okay.
Indeed, indeed. But yeah, I'm concerned of any features that make it more complex for players to pick up in the short run, because I do think the game is, like, I found it pretty tough to get into. I feel finally I'm at the point that I'm okay, although I make frequent mistakes. If I watch my own gameplay back, like every 5 seconds I see something I should have done differently, but it's just fortunately, there seems to be that basic step, and once you get up on that, you're okay. Doesn't matter if you're not technically brilliant and you make mistakes.
Yeah,
you can
for
do
factions
okay.
that have a lot of ships and that are slow sometimes, and also Eldar, it's very easy to slip into like, oh no, I can't keep track of my ships. I can't keep my ships moving, and the color field's up, and my ships are ramming into each other by accident, right?
Yep.
Like. And once that happens, you're just so far off balance. You're never going to get back on balance without, because the fight is happening, so you can't disengage and stuff.
Once things go wrong, everything that you're being consciously competent in just slips back into old habits of... It's like that... I was picturing myself walking into the supermarket being like, no, I don't need a basket today, so I stack everything up in my arms as high as I can, and you never just drop one thing. Well, at least this is my life story anyway. I like to drop things in supermarkets in my spare time. I'm a bad person.
It's worth mentioning, though, that neither one of us is like a mechanically skilled player at all.
No.
Like, I do not consider myself like a... I'm decent. My RTS mechanical skills are decent. But, well, that's... I always have plans that exceed my grasp. You know what I mean? Like, I can't actually execute my...
Well, you remember to target ship components, so you're a light years ahead of me. Because I don't even know what a ship component is half the time. I'm thinking right side of the map just for the cover that the cloud brings.
Yeah.
I feel like
definitely don't want them in the cloud.
Yeah, I feel like that's...
Yeah, this is a tricky one. Are they even? Is this a symmetrical map?
It looks symmetric. It's close enough to being symmetric. It's
No, it's not quite. No,
it's close enough. It's nice looking.
It's not quite symmetrical. Actually, in terms of pure triangle, I do believe the other one is better. But this is a case where it's so close that I'd rather go with the side that has better access to clouds.
And I think the one in the bottom right being so far away, I mean, if they were to go for that,
like, it doesn't matter.
Collapse.
It doesn't matter which one is smaller, because this is a fast factions map anyway.
Oh, they've got an Eldar. This is marvelous. Okay, good.
That's which Eldar? Okay, it's
the good one.
Okay, because Eldar doesn't mean much, because there's a completely
that is true. There
different
are 3
thing
of them.
if you're against Dark Eldar or Hollowfield Eldar.
That is true, or the bad Eldar. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah, indeed.
All right. This is a free tip to anybody who plays Eldar, and you ever get into an Eldar versus Eldar. Anybody who doesn't know this will just lose. If you do know this, do not run. if you get engaged on, and they haven't used their boost, and you pirouette away and use your boost, all they need to do is to boost after you, and you will not get away, and they will shoot you in the generator, and then you are not facing them, so you will not shoot them in the generator, and you will be sorry.
Yep.
So,
Okay.
This Eldar will kick my ass if he discovers my flagship. If I keep my flagship at maximum range and I scout out all of his attempts to approach, I can snipe him from 18,000 range with my flagship.
Yep. And I have I've got some pretty glorious range as well, 18,000, so range is the name of the game. Okay, so they've got some in the top right. 1, 2 in... Oh. I think they might even have 4 ships in the top right. No, I think it's 2 ships. I'm going to go scout the top right.
I heard him use the boost, so...
Nice.
Figured.
Oh, he marked. Damn.
This means they gained the cloud, though.
You have seized a
I'm gonna run my flagship home.
He's nearly in
Pretty much.
range of me. He's nearly in range. There we go.
The enemy has seized a strategic area. The enemy has seized a strategic area.
We serve.
Okay, I'm going to be stepping into the cloud.